Hi everyone, and welcome to my new channel, the Cycling Author. I was going to be the Zwifting Author, but as you can see I'm outside, just about to go on my first ride my third ride in about 2 years in real life. Been doing a lot of Zwifting though, so it'll be quite interesting to see the Strava segment, if nothing else. I'm actually going outside to test the Tadacha Pogacar, what the hell's his name? Pogacar, yeah. I'm about to go test his camera actually, and don't think I'm sponsored by Insta360 Ultra because I've got 4 followers. So as you can guess, I bought this, and yeah, I'm going to test a couple of things just to see how the ride goes. Never worn a camera before. I'll talk you through it as we go, but without further ado, I'll let me introduce me to you. If you want to follow the channel, subscribe, hit the bell and all that stuff. I will be posting quite a lot of content, mainly on Zwift probably, about group rides and races and all that stuff. But first off, let's see how I get on with the camera, and also how I get on with riding outside. And the main reason I'm doing this is I've got a 3-day bike ride coming up, and I've not ridden outside, and you get very protected by Zwift, don't you? You're not going to crash. So I thought I'd better get used to the real world again, and vans coming past you and riding on a wheel, if I can find anyone's wheel to ride on, and all that stuff. So we'll see how we get on, and I will pop up every now and then and give you a bit of info. Thanks. Off we go. Hi everyone, it's the first ride out for over a year. I thought I'd test the new 360 Insta Go Ultra. Take it for a spin with a couple of the connectors, let you know how it goes. Alright, cheers, bye. If you're wondering why I've stopped, my first complaint about the camera, and which I think is brilliant by the way, but my first complaint is it's mounted on the front at the moment, and I've got a little ring thing which I can turn it off and on, but it's not got a red light on the top. And if it had a red light on the top, you'd know it was recording. I recorded a ride yesterday actually where I say in this ride that you could actually press it at the wrong time and record everything you didn't want and not record everything you did want. And I laughed at myself, but then I did it yesterday, so I rode an hour and all I got was me leaving and me coming back in again. So that's my first complaint about it, but we'll see how we go from there. So just bimbling along at the moment, just heading out of Darlington. This is a Strava segment actually, so I think I put a bit of music to this just to save you watching it all, which is coming up now. So that's when it's mounted on the front, which I think is great, and it's inside the holder, so you get quite a lot of hours actually. If it's on its own, the camera, but it comes in like a case, and if you put it in the case you get like double, even more than that of time. I did change the camera angle, just flipped it round on the you don't want to see much more of that. Take that away. Take that away. So I've changed the mount. Instead, you can see the mount I was using on the front there, which you get with the set, and you can flick it round and it can go anywhere really. You can put it on the back, you can put it everywhere but a wheel, I guess. But you can put it anywhere, so that you can have back shots, and you could even have one on the side arms or the rear forks, I guess they're called. So yeah, I got to here now. I've put it on the chest mount now, so there's a magnet you get with a pennant, and then you can put it on the chest mount. Unfortunately, I didn't bring the holder. If I did, I could have pointed it a bit further up, and I did get warned of that. But I wasn't sure I was going to do that on this ride. But I tried it out anyway. But there's the knees. You see your knees a lot because you sort of crouched over a little bit. But with the angle magnet, you can actually move it up and get a lot better point of view, the POV shot. But it's not bad. It's the first time I used it. I didn't bother taking that other connector, and I wish I did, because you'd have seen more of the road and less of my knees, but let's see how we get on. I do talk quite a lot in here. I've cut the bits out when I'm not, so I'll probably get rid of my stupid head in the top left and let you listen to me.
Come in. I'm getting the pedals there. So this is the view from the Magnet Pediment. I haven't got the angle thing on there. But apparently when the pendant first came out it was flat, and now we've got a bit of an angle on it if you twist it. So we'll see how it goes. As I said before, it's my first ride, probably my second ride in 2 years. But I've been riding a lot on Zwift. I'm just testing the microphone out here because it's really windy. Into my face at the speed I'm going. Well, apparently, depending on the settings, it's meant to cancel a lot of that out, so we'll see.
That was probably the most impressive thing about it. I mean, I can hardly hear myself talk, and then it cancels out all of that wind, and that's not with me having a mic, that's just the camera, which is on my chest, like I say, so it's picking me up quite well. But I'm amazed how good noise cancelling microphones are now. And I mean, I'm doing 39 clicks there and going along quite quick. And as you all know, when you're in the wind, or even if you're not in the wind, if there's zero wind, you've still got a 39 kilometers an hour wind in your face, and it's quite noisy. So you can hear the cars going past and the cars coming the other direction, and you can hear me, but the wind has just disappeared. I mean, it's magic, isn't it? It's magic. Anyway, I'll let you listen to a bit more.
I guess if I go more aero, you're looking more at the floor. Small the flight. Being on Zwift so long, it's quite nice not pedalling occasionally. I don't think you're going to get a break. To be honest, I think that's the first time I've stopped. I think maybe it's ingrained in you in Zwift. You just end up thinking you've got to pedal all the time. When you're up to speed, you probably get a rest, wouldn't you? Especially on downhills.
Yeah, that really did make a difference. I've stopped at mid-transition there, look. On the transitions, I did all of this bit, apart from the bit I'm talking now, did all of that on the app. And there's another thing that's absolutely amazing, and I don't talk about on this ride because obviously I didn't do it till post-ride. But the app you get, my God, it's so easy. If you know anything about video editing, which I do quite a lot of my stuff in Premiere Pro. But it's so simple. And you can even, there's an AI generator where you can just say, look, just get the best bits of that ride and put it to some music and it'll just do it for you. I didn't do that on this ride, but I did put a few transitions in to help you out. And although I mentioned it later on the ride also, can you see the stats? The Tadachi I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's the most famous cycler in the world, shows how much of a super fan I am. Yeah, it comes with some of the normal stats that you get when you hook it into your Garmin Connect, or you can hook it into Strava. I had a problem hooking it into Strava, it didn't work, but it does on Garmin Connect, and it pulls all those stats forward. I've not got a power meter on my Cannondale CAD 12 either, but I'll be getting a new bike soon with a power meter. Looking at a Ribble Road. I don't know if any of you got them. If you have, mention in the comments, especially if you don't buy a Ribble Road. I'm going to ride with a few bits and bobs of gravel on this 3-day ride, so I probably that's my bike of choice right now. But yeah, I was very, very impressed with the app. Even to the point, you've done a ride, you stop at the pub, you could probably get it online within 10 minutes if it's not too long, and just do little snippets out there and link it to all your socials. I do believe I put some music on the early bit. I believe I've got to replace that because YouTube doesn't like that music. And it will ban it, I've been told. So I'll probably replace it with some YouTube music when it gets when I put this through Premiere Pro. Anyway, let's see what the hell I'm on about, because it was a few days ago now, and I'm watching this for the second time after I edited it, but the first time live with you. So hopefully I don't crash and I have a successful end to the ride.
Definitely one of the big differences from being on Zwift, I guess, is when you hit these little ramps, I'm not changing gear so much. I used to do this route a lot. And I can remember actually going to the cog, and I've gone to my smaller cog all day. Be interested to see my segments on Strava. However, I have stopped a few times, changed camera mount. Stopped a few times at the beginning to make sure that the camera was recording, because you can't see. I've got the little finger button. But while it's recording, it maybe should go red. I can imagine you could get it the wrong way around, where you record everything you don't want and don't record anything you want. I bet that's happened before.
It happened yesterday. I mentioned that earlier on. I did a full hour ride, talking all the way through it. I am the what am I called? Not the Zwifting author, the cycling author, because I've written a couple of mystery thrillers, and you can go check them out if you want. I'm sure you'll find them. Room 119 and Funicular. But anyway, yeah, I plugged them a little bit yesterday on the ride on the hottest day of the year, and when I got back in, I had no footage whatsoever, and exactly what I predicted here happened. So I'd obviously pressed the little button on the ring thing, vibrated, but it was turning the camera off, not on. It does, I did notice yesterday though, it does go red for a few seconds to let you know it's recording, but I didn't spot that. I was in the middle of riding. So I basically recorded on purpose a little bit of a intro, and then I got stopped in some traffic, thought that'd be boring, turned it off. Thought I turned it back on, hadn't. Rode for an hour, telling you lot what the hell the ride was about. Got back, turned it off, and all I really had of footage was me going back onto my drive before I did an outro. So I got an intro. I've got loads of cars in my way for about 17 seconds, and then it stops, and then nothing else until I press the button again and just wheeled into my drive, and you're like, well, that's all I've got. So I couldn't believe it. But yeah, so predictions, there we go. Predictions can come true. Let's see what I'm on about now.
I'm not pushing it here at all, but there is a Strava section, the spotted dog, the pub we just passed, to the Baydale Beck. That'll be interesting, since I'm not pushing. And I've done that about, when I used to ride right outside, I've probably done that about 30 times. I don't know if that's me doing 22 miles an hour.
I was referencing the there's a speed camera in this town, I think it's Merrybent, and it picks you up, and when I've been cycling before, it doesn't really pick you up, but it's picking all the cars up, telling them they're going 32 and 33, and they're trying to get them going 30. It actually picked me up after the car before me, and I thought you could see it because my pendant was pointing more up, but obviously you can't. But yeah, it looks like I was doing it. Can anyone tell me if 30 kilometres is 22 mile an hour? Who knows? Anyway, let's crack on.
It's windy now, so that'll be a big test of the microphone. Microphone's quite close with it being on my chest, so I'm hoping you're picking this up. Otherwise, I'm just wasting my breath, aren't I? Let's go. I tried hooking a Zwift ride up to the Strava stats, and it didn't work. So I'm hoping that Strava and my GoPro Ultra talk to each other on the way back. So I think that's quite a cool feature. It probably might make me ride out normal as well. Anyway, I'll shoot up this hill.
I'm actually scrolling through a few of the different stats options you get. So well, one thing I did wrong at the beginning is it's put the watermark down the bottom to say Insta360 Go Ultra with the cyclist name that I can't remember, even though he's the most famous cyclist in the world. Yeah, and I put some other stats up. One's a motorbike stat, one's various different grades and different things. So I thought what's quite interesting is you can turn them off and on at various parts of your ride. It's not like the whole ride. So when you split a section up, you can say, right, turn this one on and then turn this one on for the next one. So I've just tried scrolling you through a few. So if you are tempted to buy a Insta360 Go Ultra, it's absolutely brilliant. It really, really is. And if you are tempted to buy it, and like I say, I'm not, with my 4 followers, I don't think they're going to give me it for now. But maybe they will next year when you all start following, and we'll get a bit more content out, so we'll see. But I thought I threw a few on here. I came on a bit late to tell you that because I've already thrown about 3 or 4 of them on. But yeah, it's quite cool that you can overlay that type of stuff onto your ride. Back to me.
Keep hydrated. Here comes the video back, so that'll be interesting. Don't kill me. Thank you. This used to kill me, this hill. I've got a pimple now. Roads are shit. Here we go, let's get out.
The roads are shit. If you want to go back to the bit where we were on the where I put the music on, the horizon stabilization on this camera is unreal. I've never known anything like it, because if you go back to that section, please do, and watch it back, because when it's on my chest you can't really see the horizon, but the horizon you've got various settings on stabilization. I put it to the max. It says if you're riding, put it on there. It's a very, very bumpy road when I did that music section, and you don't feel seasick or anything. You can actually see the handlebars bouncing up and down, but when you look at the horizon, it's all stabilized. You know, it's just automatically thinking. I know you're going up and down, but the viewers, even though I haven't got any viewers and I haven't got any followers, they would feel a bit seasick if they get all the bumps and bruises I was getting. And it does an amazing job at that. So big kudos to cameras now and cameras moving forward. Years ago, you'd have been on the ride with me, and maybe this time's to turn it off so you can see that. But if it's got a horizon in the background, it's amazingly good at just leveling everything off, so that you do see all the bumps of my handles going up and down, but there's no camera shake. So that's another thing which I would give. It's my first 360 camera, or I did have a GoPro before, but I've never used it for riding, or maybe once, and I've still got it, so I might actually do a lift and comparison. But the fact that this is so small, that camera's only this big, it's only that big, so you can pop it on your chest. It's not heavy. You can get a headband with it, which I've got, so you can put it over your helmet. There's various mounts you get, and the ring thing's great. So look, I'm giving it 98%. If they put my little red light on it, they're going to get 100. Anyway, let's finish the ride.
I was frightened one of these cars reverses out. It's that light I've just checked, it's still on my chest. 53 grams, I think. So you can't feel it. The fingering is a good idea. That really helps. Oh, 50 quid and it's on. I've got the Tadger, like action set. You know, it came with a lot of accessories. I think it was worth the money.
So that's how you pronounce it. So when I'm like halfway through a ride, I can remember what his name is, but when I'm doing the commentary back, it's hard to pronounce, isn't it? I was reading it, and I'm a bit dyslexic, author, dyslexic, I know, don't give me that. But yeah, it's not the easiest name to pronounce, but I managed to do it perfectly there, so just let's pretend the rest of them were like that.
I'll dip the camera when we got the roundabout, because that's another Strava segment. Nearly there. If you're bored, you've only got about 2 minutes of this bit anyway. Here we go. I'll stop it after the roundabout. Yes, no, yes, no. Yes. Thing I forgot to mention is if you spin the camera around on the front, you can take vertical shots for TikTok and things like that. So maybe the next ride I'll do half TikTok, half that way, half the other way. I did quite like the point of view version. It'd be interesting what it comes out like, but I'll see you all inside when I get to edit this. Thanks for following my channel. It's brand new. This is probably the first or second video I'm going to put on it. So cheers guys, in portrait. Cheers guys, probably in landscape. See you inside, bye.
Yeah, it didn't go landscape, did it? So there's another thing to mind. You either start in portrait or start in landscape, and then it sorts itself out, sorts its shit out, I suppose. But yeah, quite successful, gorgeous day. Not as hot as it was the other day, but yeah, thanks for watching my channel. One thing I will put down when I do it in Premiere Pro, I will put the Strava achievements, I suppose, because I think even though I was just doing normal pedal first ride outside, after like 2.5 years of Zwifting and doing a bit of races and doing a little bit of training and a lot of group rides, you know, you must get better. And weirdly, I was breaking a lot of segments that I'd done 50 times or 45 times or something. And then I was getting first and seconds on various segments, and I'm thinking, wow, that's it really does work, doesn't it? So Zwifting really does work as a trainer, and you do get fitter and you do get faster. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. I will put a bit of a Strava bit on here in post-production, the second post-production, because this is post-production, and then we're going to have the secondary post-production where I'll put it through Premiere Pro. If you do want me to do any mad stuff on Zwift, like climb out to Zwift or go in a race or do this or do that, you want to see a bit more about group rides, maybe you want a beginner tutorial. I'm not saying I'm an expert in riding, I'm not an expert in Zwift either. But when I first went on Zwift, you're just like, wow, what the hell's going on here? There's so many stats. So if you do want a tutorial of the screen, let me know. If you are still here, well done you. And if I've got more than 4 followers now, that would be a bonus. So yeah, enjoy yourself. The cycling author now, not the Zwifting author. And my tagline, I got a tagline, didn't do well there. So, and I got some pictures generated by AI, which everyone hates. So ride on, you crazy diamond is going to become the slogan, which will probably only happen once because I'll probably only do one video because nobody watches it. But if you do, I'll be saying, imagine if I had 2 million followers next year, they'd be sending me new cameras to test, and I'll be going, ride on, you crazy diamonds. Maybe I should drop that. All right, anyway, good luck. Ride on and ride safe. Hope you like this. You know what to do if you did. If you didn't, then you're not here. You've left already, haven't you? Have fun. Stay safe out there. Bye.